Good morning, folks. Broadcasting from the beach. Organic portals, or NPCs, non-player characters. The idea is that not everyone here, the beings, are souled or with a divine spark. Just like a computer game has non-player characters, and then there's real characters like yourself, that reality is made up in this way. The other word, organic portals, suggests that these beings have one role in that they siphon the psychic energetic output of souled divine spark men and women, and it gets fed to fourth dimensional entities. Maybe that's where some of the lesser gods come in. Amazing ideas, but one has to be careful with this idea. And look, there's been an individual in my life over the years that the more I've kind of reflected on them, it doesn't seem to be they're choosing to be selfish. It just seems to be not in them. It's almost like they have to live a bit of a pretend, because what might be defined as heart and altruism is just not there. Now, the other side of this that I find interesting is that you have a being that is competitive, that's driven by the base energetic center, the sexual, the competitive, and the animalistic, with no access to the higher centers. In other words, these beings are unable. Gnosticism talks quite a bit about this and references the idea in Genesis. Their interpretation is you've got those that went forth and multiplied, and those that had the Spirit of God breathed into them. So it is interesting, but what I find interesting is that it's an idea that resonates but could explain a heck of a lot, and maybe there's danger into we're all children of God, we're all going to make it, we've all got that heart. Maybe that's not true. And look, the other thing too is that the issue really of the day is that if you have, the other word for them is Pre-Adamic. This is another reference. Those that didn't have the breath of God breathed into them, and the Adamic have the breath of God breathed into them. But the modern day problem is all of those that have access to the higher centers in potential haven't activated them. And so what you have is the NPC being purely and organically what it is, doing what it does. And you have those that have God within them that are acting exactly the same as the organic portals or the NPCs. Anyway, hope you have a great Sunday.